Can I tell you a secret? I only managed to finish one book and 5 volumes of manga this month, and I'm feeling a bit of shame and vulnerability about that as someone who makes content about books. But the truth is, there's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly okay. I still came out of it feeling like it was a great month, and I've got some books to recommend to you, so let's talk about it. This month I had to learn a hard lesson, which was that not every month is going to be an amazing reading month, and that's okay, because it means that you're probably doing some other amazing things in the meantime, and your hobbies will be there for you when you come back. I read volumes 7 through 11 of One Piece, finished the Barati arc, finished all of Arlong Park, and read Logue Town to wrap up the East Blue Saga entirely, and I had a great time doing it. If you don't know anything about One Piece, it's an extremely long-running manga and anime that has been going since the late 1990s and is still running today. It's a world centered around pirates and seafaring featuring Luffy, who wants to become king of the pirates someday. I feel like with these last couple of arcs, it feels like the prologue is ending and we are headed into the actual meat of the story. I'll have separate videos about Arlong Park and Logue Town and maybe an entire East Blue Saga wrap-up vid. The book that I finished was the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon Volume 8, which is the final volume that has been released at this point. There are probably going to end up being over 20 volumes in the entire series, so there's a long way to go still, but I am having such awful withdrawals from this series. This has got to be my new favorite series of all time. You're reading the journals of this young woman in 1880s London as she returns to her family home in the fictional neighborhood of St. Crispian's. St. Crispian's has this whimsical and quirky vibe to it, and Emma is just the perfect spunky FMC, and she is surrounded by a cast of characters that are just irresistible. I cannot recommend these books enough, especially if you love period dramas and things like Downton Abbey, Pride and Prejudice, Bridgerton, but also I think these books are really for everybody, especially if you are a lover of found family and the emotional journeys that characters go through and the growth that they go through. It's just beautiful. If I'm going to be honest with you, the biggest disappointment of the month is that I did not finish Lightbringer by Pierce Brown, which is book 6 of the Red Rising saga. I was so hopeful that I would be able to finish this book, but I'm having to own up to the fact that it just didn't happen, and that's okay. I have been enjoying Red Rising, and I don't want to wish it away, but I do feel like we've reached the point where I've been reading this series for so long that I just need to get it done. I have about 260 pages left, so I'm hoping I'll finish that in the next couple of days here because I am itching to get on to some other books. And just because I didn't read a ton this month does not mean that it wasn't an amazing month. I completed my 4th month of working out consistently every single week, and at the end of the month I was able to do my first ever push-up at full depth, which is huge for me. I've been on the athletic side my whole life, but I've never been able to do a push-up at full depth where my chest and my chin touch the ground and I get back up again, and I did it. I can't really talk about it too much, but I got some great news at work and we're celebrating a bit of a win professionally. I celebrated Indie Bookstore Day by visiting and supporting 3 of my local independent bookstores. Last but not least, I overcame the inertia of not having posted as much in recent months. I feel like I'm getting back into the rhythm of content creation again, and we just hit 3K on TikTok, which is absolutely unbelievable, and I appreciate every single one of you for being here. Let me know how your April went, and be sure to follow along so you don't miss any of the action in May.